Hello, and welcome to the 100th episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel every week. It chooses the horror movie, and they discuss it. Today, we're talking about the 2018 film Summer of '84, which was directed by Francois Simard, Anouk Wiseau, Joanne Carl Wiseau. It's a trio of directors.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm your co-host, Alec.
I'm Erik. Well done, by the way.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize there's 3 directors for this movie. But yeah, so this is quote unquote the 100th episode. We did release 8 episodes initially, the first 8, which we're re-recording right now. So technically this is like, I don't know, like 108 or something like that. But yeah, man, we did it.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us. Yeah, can I say too, it's been a long year. Like it's coming to the 1 year point exactly, and we did 100 episodes in a year. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, because if you think about it, if we release one every week, we'd only be at 52, but we're fucking crazy, dude.
We're crazy, dude. Bonus episodes, 31 in October last year. Thankfully, we've done it differently this year, where we've done a couple ahead of time.
Yeah.
Where last year we did the real deal. Start October 1st, spin it, edit it, upload it, dude. Stupid.
Yeah, but
Stupid.
this has been a good year, though. We thank you so much to all of our listeners and Justin coming in.
Yeah.
It's been great.
For sure. And before we get into this film, I just want to say I'm really happy we're doing this, and that there's so many movies I would never have watched if it wasn't for this wheel. I probably wouldn't have seen Get Out, which is one of my favorite films we've done in the Wheel of Horror. The Witch and Midsommar are like my top 3 that we've done, that films I would have never seen unless we did this wheel. So I'm really happy we do this.
Yeah.
Something to do during the pandemic,
Yeah.
Something to do.
Yeah.
We're both busy bees though. Like, I know you barely got home, and you literally, like, I'm pulling in my driveway, you're texting, like, I'm sending out the link, like, all right, you ready to go? Let's go. Like, we do this because we love it, and thanks everyone listening.
Yeah, it's so much fun, and I wish there was more movies I hadn't seen beforehand, but I am, Richie Rich's Christmas Wish. Hadn't seen that in like 20 years, So.
That's one of our best episodes. Like, most views. If people like look at the views on that, it's like, oh my god, like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Some episodes do surprise me where I'm like Children of the Corn, I think has like one of the most, it has like 75 downloads or something like that on like iTunes and Spotify. And I'm like, why do people like that movie? What's special about that one? But
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's some big fans out there. Fright Night was another one. Like, there's so many, like, there's cult fans to certain movies.
Yeah, I noticed
they'll watch any content about their favorite movies. I feel
that's
like.
what I noticed. The more popular movies we do get the less attention, because I feel like there's so many other, larger platforms that are like, oh, Blade Runner, like Terminator, of course, like, But yeah, we do a lot of like obscure ones, and those ones usually get a little more attention.
How many half-an-hour podcasts do Phantasm? Like, not a lot.
Yeah.
So, we're for the masses. We're for the people.
I know.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Anyways, Erik, thank you. Congratulations.
No. Thank you.
Well,
congrats.
Thanks, Brad.
You're on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. We'll get a cake when you're back over here. Or I'm over there again.
All right. Yeah, I love it. And we get some Mountain Dew, Erik.
We'll get a cake, and we'll like 100-ish episodes.
Yeah. Well, anyways, let's jump into this bad boy. So this was my second time seeing the Summer of '84, and
really,
dude, honestly, I liked it more the second time. I really did. Yeah. Yeah. But what do you think? What did you think of this one?
Oh, hold on. I just want to say, like, in context, I put this one on the wheel because I looked up like summer movies, and this seems fairly recent. What year? 2018.
Yeah.
You said? Yeah. So decent score on Rotten Tomatoes, and 84. Like, we love the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Love the 80s. I wish we were born in the 80s. Really liked it.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah,
I really did. It was corny. It was so corny at times, but I really liked it.
It was corny in like a Canadian way, where it's like kind of endearing still. Like, I don't know, because this is it's a Canadian movie. Like, most of the actors are Canadian, the directors are Canadian. It's filmed in Canada, but it takes place in Washington for some reason. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it is like a little cheesy sometimes, but I found it kind of endearing, kind of like It in that same way.
Yeah, I think it was a fun movie to make.
Oh,
to make a movie with those cars and like the Reagan Bush sign and all that stuff. Yeah, I like that. And my favorite line in this movie, they say it at the beginning, and it's one of the last lines in the film: "The suburbs are where the craziest shit happens." Hell yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Well,
100%. The suburbs, dude, every mass killing, everything, suburbs. Boom.
yeah, because it's
Crazy.
like the suburbs, it is crazier because you really don't know what's going on in someone's
Yeah.
locked basement, at all.
You can do it all out of sight.
Yeah,
All out of
where if
sight.
you're in a city, it's like you've got very limited space, you're usually doing it in public or like,
Yeah, you have a 4x4 studio apartment. You can't really like put bodies and like acid and all. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right. Yeah, so I mean that there's that line, and then also it's like somebody always lives next to a serial
mm.
killer, something like that.
This is Oregon, right?
No, Washington.
Oh, Cape May, or I wrote Cape May, Oregon.
Just
Oh no, total of 13 teenage boys have disappeared in Cape May, Oregon,
what?
but their disappearances have never been connected. I don't know. I might have read that wrong, but yeah,
Oh, no, you're
Washington,
right. No, I'm
Oregon.
sorry, you're right, you're right, you're
Yeah.
right, Oregon. My bad, my
Okay.
bad, my bad.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for admitting your fault. Anyway, continue on the podcast.
Uh, so a couple things that like, and let's just spoil it right off the bat, but a couple things that like shocked me about this movie. Pretty much, they named the killer right from the start. It's like it's that guy, it's that police officer,
It's that one guy right
and
there. The old guy, the only adult we know in this movie besides the dad.
there's no other like red herrings. There's no other like they basically just keep saying, "Oh, it's not him," and proving that it's not him. But then something's like, "Well, it might be him because of this." But there's no one else. So like that's kind of interesting. Usually there's like 3 or 4 people you assume is the killer, but this is like, nope, it's just this guy. And then I was very surprised, and I forgot that he gets away in the end. The killer gets away.
Yeah. I mean, this movie has that like corny, like this is a dream. Like this is what kids like dream, like best friends in a treehouse. The girl next door like kind of likes you, thinks you're cute. You have the greatest best friend who just like wants to hang out with you all the time. It's the dream. It really is. And then he like it just goes to shit at the end, dude.
I know.
Real bad. And that was the twist. I was like, oh man, I was not like I was feeling good this whole movie, like the kids having fun and you're a jerk, no, you're a jerk, like, oh, I bet like your mom, like all these jokes and stuff. It was like feel good. And then it just goes like, oh, his best friend gets killed, and then his girlfriend just moved away, his friends are tearing down the treehouse, and this killer is still on the loose. He thought he was going to be the hero of the town. Instead, he's still delivering newspapers that say the Cape May killer is still on the loose. And also, the Cape May killer told him, I'm going to come find you someday. Maybe it's on a Wednesday. Maybe it's 20 years from now. Maybe it's like at your kid's birthday. Like, I'm going to get you. Like, that's what this guy does.
That
That's the scariest part of this movie by
Yeah,
far.
the final couple minutes, exactly right. Yeah, you see his whole life fall apart.
Dude, it pivots.
Only thing I would have changed is right after he slices the big friend's throat and he kills the best friend, which I was completely like, "Fuck, dude, that guy's like the nicest guy." That
Yeah.
sucks. But then I thought he should have sliced the lead guy's face, like left a big scar on his face and be like, "You're never gonna forget me every time you look in the mirror," like that sort of thing. I think
Yeah.
that would have added just a nice little like right at the end.
Like a big gash is like, you're gonna make it out. Everyone's gonna see you, and you're gonna have to tell the story of me.
Right.
Like,
I
damn.
know.
Like, oh,
That's
that would have been, dude. That's good,
That's
man.
the
That's good on
only
you.
thing I was like, "Dude, cut his face, like, right towards the end, like, slice his cheek really bad so he has a scar," and exactly. People question it. Yeah, that's the only thing. And the one thing I'll say, I was not intimidated by this actor at all throughout the entire
The
movie. He
killer.
was way too friendly, like, the entire time, and I liked him. I thought he
Mhm.
did a great job. Like, I think he's a very good actor. What's his name? Rich Sommer. Like, he's in, The Office, and he's in Mad Men. He's been in a lot of good stuff. Really like
Is that Roy from The Office?
no, 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 no. He's, like, at the college when Pam goes to, like, college and, like, you think they're gonna have a little romance.
Oh, I thought that was. I was saying it looks exactly like Roy from The Office.
No, no.
That's so weird. I know. I looked it up. It wasn't him. I was like, oh, I thought that was him.
No, he had, like, a small part in, like, season 4 or something like that, but
No way.
but then
Okay.
but he's, like, a huge part in Mad Men, so, like, I see him as, like, a friendly, jovial kinda guy, and they do their best to make him seem imposing and stuff like that, but the one line at the end is when he's freaking out at Davey, telling him, "I'm gonna come back for you," and all that stuff. That was the one scene where I was like, "Okay, I believe this guy now." But everything else, I was like, I don't know. I don't know."
Yeah, well, he was trying to play like I'm a nice cop. Everyone loves me. Like I have a garden. Like, I'm a
Yeah.
nice guy. Like he's all calm, cool, collective, but really, this guy's a freak.
Well, the one scene that you
So
do kinda see it a little bit is when he's just, like, drinking beer, watching those kids play baseball, and he's like, "Who wants freeze pops?" And then you just, like, comes back, and you see him just sitting in that lawn,
mhm.
just, like, staring at nothing. You're like, "Alright, what's up with this guy?"
That, and then the one scene where he binoculars Davy's binoculars out, and then he hits him with binoculars, takes the binoculars off. That was probably one of the biggest pops in the movie. Like scary, I guess.
It's justifiable though, like, it's justifiable because at that point, he's like, "Yo, Davy, like, get off my ass," and then he does kinda Davy's not giving up, and he keeps looking in on him, and that's when he catches him, so I was like, "Huh."
Yeah, I liked it, dude. I really did like it though. I liked it. I mean, I'll say a couple things. I love the '80s. I love synth music, but holy shit, dude, the synth was even for me. Like, I gotta turn this down. Like, it's just a lot of synth going on. And I'm a big subtitles guy. You know that. Like, I watch every one of our films with
Me
subtitles,
too.
and I can't tell you how many times I read synth music playing in the subtitles in this movie. It must have been like 40 times, 50 times,
The
like
It
easily.
reminded me of, Risky Business, that the score in that,
Yeah,
a lot.
and other things it reminds me of. You ever see the movie Disturbia with Shia
Yeah,
LaBeouf?
yeah.
Yeah, great movie. Same kind of concept. Girl next door, serial killer next door. He saves the day. This spins it at the end, but felt the same way. A little older in Disturbia. Kids like more in high school than like middle school. Or these kids are in high school, but like I feel like Disturbia had older kids. Girl next door vibes.
Yep.
With Alicia Cuthbert, like the next door scene when like she's changing and she catches him.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you saw this show that came out this year called Cruel Summer.
Oh, I've seen it,
Have
the
you,
ads for it, no, but I haven't seen it.
I watched it with my wife Shannon, and it's really good. Very similar vibes. It is based off of the years of the summers of 93, 94, and 95. I feel like that show took a lot from this. Really did. Like a very like this guy can't be the killer kind of thing. Stuff like that just reminded me of. I don't know.
Yeah, they did a great job of making it feel like it was in the '80s. Like, obviously, the clothing was really great,
Yeah.
and
Obviously, Cruel Summer by Bananarama had
dude,
to play at least once. At least
dude, that's
once.
like straight out of Karate Kid. That
Yeah, it's
whole
like, oh, here we go with Bananarama again.
yeah, that's literally the exact same scene from Karate Kid, which also came out in '84, so it's probably a nod to that. But yeah, they did a
Yep.
great job with the music, the cars, the wardrobe, and then I liked all the little references they were making, dude. And they didn't even really explain it when they're like, "You're gonna tell me that little bear people could take down the Empire?" And it was like, "Yeah, they're highly intelligent aliens." And they're like having that whole conversation. Love that. And then
Yeah, oh, there's stuff that's what yeah, that's what made this movie fun for
yeah,
me.
so like
It's corny, but
little
good.
stuff like that. I like the diversity within the friends, like their personalities. You've got like the big humble kind of kid who's taking care of his drunk mom. You've got Davy, who's like his dad's a
Yeah.
journalist and he's really into like the paranormal and all this stuff and being, just kind of like his dad. Then you've got the nerdy kid who's kind of into it too. And I guess that's about it. It's just the nerdy kid. And then you've got
But he's like leaving the group. He's like, I don't want to hang out with you guys anymore because I want to like study and like be in the library. All right, dude. Like,
and then you've got
we get
the
it.
badass kid, which is the Eric of the group.
The me of the group
Yeah, you're that kid.
with the brother that clearly abuses him.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't really know what's going on there.
Yeah, they didn't really go into that, but like his brother's like, hey, like, and he's just like, I don't want to ride to school. It's like, okay, well, make sure to get me some smokes on your way home from school. Like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, he just shows up for like 2 seconds and he doesn't show up again. Like, that was it. Like, okay,
Yeah.
and he drives like a really nice
Yeah,
car.
fuck you, Cal. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, that was weird. But no, I just thought like
That was so excessive. That was so excessive.
no, I just thought like the kid who's like, I don't know, you've always had like
Hey, I got this bottle from my dad's basement. Like, oh yeah,
yeah.
that was
But I
me.
liked how all of the kids were different. And I liked too at the end of the night, like if they were having a hard time, they're like, hey, can I like sleep over? So I was like, yeah, man, well
I love that, man. I
yeah.
love that, and that reminds me of sleepovers back in the day with us. Like, not that we needed a place to stay, but we always would be like, "Hey, can I like come over?" Like, and I so many times I've slept on your floor of your bedroom and couch, and I really did miss those days. And only other difference is you had like multiple fans on in your room, like at least two, and it'd be like the loudest fans ever where I couldn't sleep. Like, I said, "Can you turn the fan down?" It's like, I can't sleep without it, Eric. I'm like, do you like? I can't believe you sleep through these
I
fans.
still do. I
Like,
sleep with like 3 fans on now.
it's like it's really quiet. It's like, all right, before we go to bed, like I just gotta turn my fan on. It's like, it's like, what is this, dude?
Yeah.
Like, come
Oh,
on.
I wish it was louder. The one I have now is it's kind of quiet. The one I have, I don't like it. I can still hear things.
Oh
No, I need it to
yeah.
sleep. I need it to sleep.
Also, they played Manhunt. We used to play Manhunt when we
Oh
were
my
kids.
god,
Like
dude.
hardcore.
Yeah.
Like run full speed into the telephone wire Oh man,
Yeah, dude,
damn,
we'd play in
dude.
my dad's backyard when he lived on New Road. We played at Bobby's house. Like, yeah, dude, that was really fun.
Those are the days.
But
Those were the
that's the thing.
days.
We were their age 20 years later. You know, like we were freshmen in high school in 2004, and this movie takes place in 84 with freshmen. And yeah, it was kind of interesting. It was like, wow, like that's what 20 years earlier would have been like if we, because I'm assuming
Mm.
the characters are born in 1970. So, you know, it's like, oh, we're 90s, they're 70s. And it's like, yeah, kind of cool. But I looked up because I was thinking, like, this is going to be an amazing movie for a sequel. There's got to be something coming out. And I typed in summer of, and then it just popped up 85, and I was like, oh no way! They have one coming out, and it was like summer of 85, and I'm like, no way, it's coming out this year. It's like this is gonna be awesome. So I click it, and not what I thought it was. So it's based
Oh,
yeah, so, it is in the summer of 1985 in Normandy. Alexis, a 16-year-old boy, is haunted by death, goes out to sea. So a storm happens with an 18-year-old boy who saves him. After this incident, a love affair occurs between the two.
that's not this movie.
No,
That's not
but
this
I thought there was
movie.
a sequel coming out, so I was like, "Nice, summer of '85. Oh, cool." And I was like, "Oh, this is not that. Okay, this is a completely different movie."
They should drop the summer of '85 in like 15 years. It's like when the killer came back, and like it's like
Oh,
summer of 2001.
yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Maybe he's sent on the script, dude. I like that. I would see it, and I hope other people would too.
Ooh, you could call it like
I mean, this movie did pretty good, and
mhm.
I don't know how much money it made, but the Rotten Tomato score for a horror film of this caliber, budget, pretty good.
I don't know, like, really anything about it. I just saw it because I thought the poster looked cool. Like, I saw it, like, a couple years ago, and I was like, "Poster looks cool." Like that it's in the '80s, whatever, but I have not heard, like, anything since I saw it last. Like, no, it hasn't turned into, like, this little cult classic that everyone's like, "Oh, have you seen this? Oh my god." Which I'm surprised, but I think just because maybe it was Canadian and it just didn't get, like, an American distributor for I
Right?
don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense why it doesn't have more attention. It's a good movie.
Yeah, maybe it does like the Twin Peaks thing, where in like 20 years it does that, and like people talk about it. It's like, oh, do you hear they're making the sequel to Summer of '84?
Uh,
It's like summer of 2001. The band gets back together, minus Woody, who's clearly clear. I mean, is he dead?
yeah, for sure.
Woody's dead.
Dude, they
Dead.
slit his throat. He's 100% dead.
You can make
No,
it. You can
no,
make
he's
it.
not.
There's a lot. He had like three necks. Come on, come on,
Oh.
come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come
He
on. He'll be
he's
fine.
not Aldo Rain from Inglourious
He'll
Basterds. Like, in the sequel, he comes back, he's got a throat scar, like, no.
he'll make it. He'll make it.
Okay.
Who
He's
knows?
definitely dead. You know, one thing at the end was a little bit not believable, I guess, but when the killer brings Woody and Davy out to the woods and, like, lets them he's like, "We're gonna play Manhunt for real." It's like, you're so lucky that they both fell and, like, broke their ankles. Because if not, like, what if they got away?
They could have gotten away.
Yeah.
Like, well, apparently they're in like an island, like an area
Yeah.
surrounded by water, so it's really hard to get away from if you didn't know where the bridge was.
Yeah.
So he had them pretty locked in.
Yeah.
If not, they were probably going to
He was
drown with the current.
crazy at that point, though. Like, he had the sirens just going. Like, he just left the car sirens and lights going, and then he was chasing them. I'm like, "Okay." I mean, at that point, you know, everybody knew he was a killer, so he's like, "I don't give a fuck." But he just probably is gonna go to a new town and start over, you know?
Definitely. One other thing I thought of when watching this, like this movie kind of hit me in a weird way. With I'd be watching this and be like, oh, it's '80s. Like they didn't like care that they're going through trash and make an AIDS joke. And then like 2 seconds after I thought that, they made an AIDS joke. And then they're in the treehouse again. Like this is like an hour into the movie. I'm like, you know what? This movie did a great job, like not using any slurs or
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
And then they drops the R
Yeah.
word, and I was like, oh my god! Like I just thought that, and then they said that. It was just like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, they did a, you know, fine job of portraying probably how people spoke back then. I mean, you know, people spoke like that in 2004. People spoke like that
Oh,
yeah.
grow up. You're playing pretend if you didn't think
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
But, like, were you intimidated by the killer? Like, even I don't know, I just there's something about his
I could
face.
outrun him. He looks like he has a little heart disease or
Well,
something. He looks like he has like congestive heart disease or some way.
why?
Like I could outrun
Well,
him. I could outrun
I
him.
mean, here's the thing. Remember they say, like, he jogs in the morning, he jogs at fucking 11 o'clock at night, which is weird.
I could outrun him. I could
But
outrun him.
why is he a little pudgy if he's jogging that much?
I don't know. I could outrun him.
I know. A lot of people could, but
I mean, freaking Woody outruns him half the time if he didn't break his leg or whatever.
yeah. Yeah, but why but, like, I don't know, there's just I like this actor, but he looks like Buzz Lightyear. He's just not scary.
Wow, he should play Buzz Lightyear, that
Doesn't
guy.
his face look like Buzz Lightyear face?
Yeah, it's like a big face.
He got
Yeah,
buzz face.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's like he's not. I wouldn't say he's fat.
No.
He's hefty.
Yeah. He's like the definition of husky.
Husky.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm
Not
looking
fat.
for.
He's
Not
just like a
not the trash bags, the hefty trash bag.
no. Husky.
Husky.
Yeah,
Husky.
he's like big boned, you know? But I'm just for some reason I look at him and I'm just like he's too friendly. Like I know that's like the whole point. Like he's like, but it's just I don't know. I'm not scared of him. But anyways,
He has to be really strong.
probably.
You know why? There's that scene in the attic where he like sneaks down the I love that shot, by the way, when he opens the attic
Yeah.
door. He hops out, like awesome, iconic like idea. He has to drug both Davy and Woody, and Woody is a little bigger, so he had to get him out of the house.
Yeah.
Like through the attic again. Like how do you get him out? Like the front door, the parents are sleeping. He had to be quiet and had to like probably I would imagine to get Woody out, and Woody's probably $1.30.
Oh,
I mean
what?
$2.30.
Yeah.
Firemen carry him probably down the stairs
Yeah, you're right.
or up the attic thing.
No, he didn't go to the attic.
Down probably a flight upstairs.
Yeah,
at least.
definitely.
And then out, open the door with him on your shoulder still. It's like, yeah, he's probably strong.
Yeah,
Dude. He's probably
you're
strong.
right. That is, I didn't even think about that. Like Woody's a big guy, so yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, Davey, you just grab him by the one arm, lift him out.
Yeah, you're right though. Not the mom or the dad must have heard that. That is.
You got to be quiet with that big guy on your back. Yeah.
Oh shit,
So.
that's true. Yeah, damn, I didn't think about that. One thing that this movie is, these boys are hyper sexualized. Like they just all they think about is sex. Is all they think about. Like
I mean, are you playing pretend again?
No.
That's all we thought about when we were what are each of these kids? Like 14,
14
15?
15, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing else on my mind.
It's so funny because like you forget, you know, because we're like 31, so we're just like, but like you forget when you're 14, you're just like all the time.
Yeah, it was violent.
That's all they talk about. They're like stealing porn. The one kid even steals a National Geographic from the library.
That's why I like this movie, because it brought me back to like, oh, I remember being this shithead kid. Like,
yeah, and the walkie-talkie.
I still am. Deep down, I'm there.
I mean, I know this is kind of like weird, but I feel like we have like more in common with people born in like 1970 than we do with people born in like 2000, just because we were.
Me and you?
I just feel like anybody, if you were born in like 1990, because you don't really remember. I mean, we do. We remember clearly a world without cell phones and without the internet and without. I mean, the internet existed, but it was dial up and it was shitty and it was not like something.
Yeah, you wouldn't like wait for that. You would be like, oh, this is gonna take an hour and a half to load. I'm gonna go outside and play with my Nerf football with John Elway's autograph.
And back then, you couldn't do anything with the internet either. Like Napster was like the first thing where I was like, whoa, you can get music off of this shit. Like, but.
Yeah, but it'd take like an hour to download a song or a video.
Yeah, but I guess that's what I'm trying to say is like if you were born in the year 2000, you're never gonna remember because like let's say you're 8 years old in 2008. That's the iPhone's already out, like all this shit. So like I just feel like we have more in common with somebody that would remember that time more. Like our childhood is probably much more similar to somebody who was born in 1970 than it is to somebody who's born in the year 2000.
Yeah, Gen Zs, dude. Gen Zs, we wouldn't mesh with them. I mean, I know you lived with someone who was 21, Hunter, who's been on the Amityville Horror podcast. Yeah. And watching him, like, have you heard about this? Do you know what this is? Have you seen Dude, Where's My Car? He's like, what's Dude, Where's My Car? Like, that's like Hunter. Like, he's like, I don't know what the hell this is. You guys are old as fuck.
Well,
like
the thing when I hear stuff like that, the reason I think it is because like when we were younger, you know, like I'm gonna use Evil Dead as an example. Like when I wanted to see Evil Dead, I had to like look it up on the internet, but you couldn't stream it. So I was like, all right, I have to go buy it at the store. I would buy a used copy, be like, yo, this is awesome. Go buy the second one, come back, watch the third one, whatever. But now kids have streaming sites. So it's just like everything gets lost.
Dude,
everything gets lost and blended. And like, I don't know, like I was so fascinated with looking back at the past and seeing movies that influence now, where I feel like younger generations are more interested in what's going on now and what's coming as opposed to what got us here. And I could be totally wrong, but
I think, yeah, I agree with you there. But we were also interested in what was going on now, like Homestar Runner,
no,
stuff like that.
But there's less.
Like we were like, hey, did you watch the latest Strong Bad Email? It's like, yeah. Cool.
But there was less content then, so it was like it was more impactful. I felt like where now it's
how do you keep up with what's popular?
I know, like
it's so saturated.
Well, kids are like on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and stuff, but then there's also 8 trillion channels now with 5 million shows on each channel. So you're like, I haven't heard of that show. I haven't heard of that channel. Like But anyways, so I miss
These youths, man. These
but
youths. I
when
don't
we
know.
watch movies like this, it just makes me yearn for even our childhood, like the 2004s. Like,
Mm.
I
Mm-hmm.
I miss the world that I don't know, where walkie-talkies were the only way to get in touch with people if you weren't in front of them and or a telephone too, but
Yeah, I know your. I remember your phone number still. That's when you know you're the real deal. Do you remember your best friend's landline before you even had to put in the area code? I do. I know your number. I know you know my number
I
too.
know.
Don't say
Yeah.
it, but I got you.
Obviously. Well, anyway, speaking of telephones in this movie, that one scene, dude, because this actor, Mr. Mackey or whatever, he plays it so cool. He's like, you know what? Why don't I call my nephew right now? We'll clear this all up. And they do that telephone scene, and then Davey's so smart when Mackey
Yeah.
comes into Davey's house, calls his nephew. No, he doesn't answer or whatever. Star 69 is the number, and finds out where the phone call was made to. I was like, that's awesome.
I don't know why he called himself.
Who else would he call?
He could have called any number and be like, "Oh man, like I think it's 928. I can go back home and just confirm the number. I haven't called him since." He could have played that better, but call himself. It's like this kid's really smart. He's smart because he
Well,
caught you.
what would he do though? Let's just say, for example, the dad's like, you know what? Let's just clear it all up. Yeah, would you mind calling your nephew right now when they went to Mr. Mackey's house? What would happen then?
It's a good point, but also he probably thought like he doesn't know my number, but his dad put the emergency contact on
Yeah.
the fridge, and that could even be his office like number. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we don't know if that's his home number. It could be like, hey, this is the office, like, and he knows like no one's gonna answer it at my office or my home. I don't know, but
Hmm.
yeah,
But it's
no, it was just like one of those moments because there's that weird PB&J scene where he's like making a peanut butter and sandwich, and it's like, oh my god, why are we watching this scene? And then he's like, all the emergency contact numbers. Remember, he looks at
yeah.
it. We see that briefly.
Yep.
I didn't think that was going to come into play again, but it definitely did. So
Yeah, and this is
yeah,
before answering machines too. So it's not like even if he called a different phone number and it was just like, it's like, hi, you've reached like Nancy and Tyler, blah, blah. It's like even if that happened, that would screw him up. And there's no answering machines. 1984.
did Star 69 exist back then?
No, because he called the
Or-
operator. That's how we found out.
So you have to 00, and then it's like a robotic voice. Like, what's the number?
I don't know. I
Right?
think he spoke to an operator. I'm not sure. Yeah, he definitely spoke to an operator because they read the number back to him, and then he looked at the fridge and he saw, oh, that's that
Yeah.
number. Yeah, shit.
Yeah. Another thing I want to say before we wrap up: this movie is the best example of every kid's dream when he's a kid.
Yeah,
You're hooking up with your girl next door neighbor who's a smoke show, and every one of your friends is jealous. You're about to solve the crime that's going to make you a hero for your town. Your best friends are just awesome. You have the best friend ever who's just like your right hand man, and it just crumbles at the end. It goes from the every dream to every nightmare in like the last 5 minutes. Killer gets away. Girlfriend waves by as she's driving off. Parents are divorced.
no, his
Your best friend just got
his
murdered.
parents.
Her parents
Yeah,
are
yeah,
divorced. Her parents, yeah. So that's why she's moving. Your best friend just got his throat slit, dead. Like, dude. And then your other friends are done, tearing down the clubhouse.
yeah.
Like, it's like, holy shit. And you're still working a shitty paper route.
Well,
Like,
I think
ugh.
your idea is actually a really smart one. Give it like 10 years maybe, and then
Yeah, like Twin Peak it, dude. Just like see what like sparks conversation. The director of this is doing this movie 20 years later, and it's like maybe you'll get people talking. I don't know. I would love to see it.
yeah,
I
like
really would.
winter of 2006 or something like that. Like that could be cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
down. I'm down. Well, starting on Friday,
Summer's over, baby. Summer's over, baby.
summer's over, but this Friday is starting October 1st is the Wheel of Horror 31 and 31.
May God have mercy on our soul. We're in such shit right now, dude.
Well, anyways, happy 100th episode, Eric.
I'm proud of you, dog.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
dog. And Justin, thank you too. You really,
Justin,
yeah,
stepping it up.
dude, seriously, helping us out so much with marketing and just getting our viewership up.
Tripod. There's a tripod here
Yeah.
in the Wheel of Horror
And-
now. And he's the other leg.
Also, just want to say thanks to all the guests, everybody that's been on for over a year now. We've had so many guests, and so many people that want to be brought back, and people that have asked to be on it, and it's been
Yeah.
awesome. It's been really cool. So thank you.
I've reconnected with people I haven't talked to in 10 years, and it's been a blast from the past.
Yeah,
It's been
So
awesome.
guests and Justin and obviously all of our listeners who are, the reason that we partially do this. We do this because we love it, but we also do it because, it's fun for us to have people that enjoy listening. So thank you.
It's something to do. It's something to
It's
do.
something to do. All right. Well, we will see you guys all on Friday for the first film, which is...
Oh shit, I gotta spin the wheel.
Oh, yeah, we do have to spin the wheel.
So I'll spin the October 1st
Oh
wheel?
yeah,
Oh geez. Oh no.
let's do it.
I'm like nervous to kick this
I
off.
forgot we have to do that.
Okay, October wheel. Oh my god, it's fall. I'm not okay, it's fall already, but here we go. Spinning. Oh no. The first spin is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
That is.
Let's go.
I've never
go.
seen that one, so yeah. All right. Well, hey, fuck it. Anything goes. We got 31
Anything goes.
every day, a new movie. So let's get started. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for listening in, and we will see you on Friday for Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.